Welcome to the lesson on numerically calculating the derivative of a function. If we want to find f prime of 2 given the function f of x equals 2x to the 6th minus 1/7 x plus 1/2, there is a way to do that on the calculator. Two ways. We're going to start with the math print way. First thing we do is we use the shortcut button to get to the numerical derivative. The shortcut button is accessed through the green button or the alpha button and the F2 or the window. Once you press alpha and then F2, you see you have 5 choices. The third choice down says N deriv, which means numerical derivative. So we're going to choose that by either scrolling down to 3 and pressing enter or simply typing in the number 3. So I'm going to scroll down to 3, press enter, and you can see that I have this nice pretty picture. I'm going to tell the calculator that I want to take the numerical derivative of this function. So I have I have to type in x, it's ddx. Then I'm going to automatically, when I type the x, it moves over to the function button. At this point, when you do ddx, then you type in the function because you're taking the derivative with respect to x of a specific function. So at this point I need to type in my function 2x to the 6th, so 2 and then x. We have to raise it to the 6th power, so the exponent button, and then 6th power. We need to scroll to the right to get out of the exponent button. Then we're going to subtract 1/7, so subtract 1 divided by 7, or you can use the shortcut button and make it look like a fraction. So 1/7 x, and then plus 1/2. So at this point I'm going to use the shortcut button to show you what a fraction looks like. So I'm going to use the alpha or the green button and the y equals or the F1. And the first choice is n over d, which is a fraction. So I'm going to press enter and notice that it looks like a fraction. So I'm going to put in 1 and then scroll down and it'll go to the denominator. So then I'll put in the denominator, which is 2. Then I need to scroll to the right. Now I'm going to scroll to the right again because I'm finished with my function. To get out from the parentheses, the function is typed in, and notice that it has a bar, x equals, and this is where you put in your value that you're finding the derivative at. And this is when x equals 2, so I'm going to type in a 2. I have my function in. I'm telling the calculator to take the derivative at the value x equals 2, so press enter. And the derivative value, or the numerical derivative of that function at 2 is 383.857. Another way to calculate this is in classic print. So I'm going to go to mode. This, what we just saw, was pretty print. So I'm going to go to mode. I'm going to scroll all the way down and change my print to classic for those of you that don't have pretty print. So my mode, I'm going to press enter. And then I'm going to quit, so second quit, and now I'm going to do the same thing. The first time I took the derivative, I used the shortcut button, which was the alpha F2. Now there's another way to access the numerical derivative, which is the math button. So I'm going to type math, and then I'm going to scroll down to number 8. So if I keep scrolling down, the down arrow key, I'm going to get to number 8, and you can see that it says N deriv. I'm going to choose that by pressing enter. And now at this point, the way that the calculator is asking, I need to plug in my function, then a comma, and then what variable I'm using. So whatever variable I typed my function in, that's the variable I'm going to use, and then comma, the number that I'm finding the derivative at. So here we go. We're going to type in the function first, 2x raised to the 6th. So exponent 6. Now remember, I'm in classic print, so it's not going to look like an exponent, but the exponent button is there, so that is actually the exponent 6. It's x raised to the 6th. Then I'm going to subtract 1/7, so 1 divided by 7. That's still a fraction, 1/7 x. And then I'm going to add 1/2, so plus 1 divided by 2. Now when I'm in classic print, notice that instead of the screen going off to the left, it just kind of swirls around and continues printing underneath, so you can see the entire equation. It just doesn't look very pretty. That's why they call the other print pretty print. Then I'm going to type in a comma. The comma is right above the 7, and now I have to tell the calculator that I want to take the derivative of the variable x. So I typed in x into my function, so I need to type in an x so that the calculator understands where they're going to plug in the value, and then a comma. And now which number are you trying to find the derivative of? You're trying to find f prime of 2, so I need to type in a 2. And then I'm going to close my parentheses to tell the calculator stop. I'm finished taking the derivative. I'm ready for you to calculate this, and I press enter. And notice we get the exact same answer. This concludes our lesson on numerically calculating the derivative of a function.